Albert Einstein, Newton, don't matter who they are, I bet they all started their experiments with a nice cup of tea. And so am I. Well, here's my interpretation of the double light slit. There's my light, and there's the beam. Now, is the light a wave, or is it in straight lines as an atom? Well, there's what I'm getting through my light source. Let me show you a little diagram of this, because I will explain my version of why this does this, and nothing else. Here's a quick little drawing of how my little diagram here, and how it's working. My little torch, as you can see, is a little square light. So if that's sending off atoms or light in waves or beams or straight lines, or whatever you want to think of it, it's sending them out from that side of the screen and from this side of the screen, from this end of the screen and the top of the screen. So now there's the little light there. The light that's coming out, this is the light, it's going sideways as well. It's missing the screen, as you can see it over here, look, to the side, see the shadow? The colouring, the bits that's coloured in is the light that's actually going through the slit. There's slit 1, there's slit 2. So it's making these two back bits on the back. It's that simple. That is the slit experiment. Now they're talking about, is it atoms? Well, the bit of light that went here was certainly going in a straight line. And the bit of light that was going here was certainly going in a straight line. Same for this. And the bit that was in the middle went in a straight line. And it all hit and made this screen. You can look at it any other way you want. If you say it's a wave, now we'll try now and do some experimenting of some drawings and show you what happens when you use water. But as this light comes through here, it doesn't interfere with the air or anything around here. It just carries on in its own straight path. Now let's see if I can do a diagram and show you what they're saying with water. Okay, so now basically start here. This is a water tank looking down from above. There's the wave making bar that oscillates up and down to make the waves. And there's the bars that make the double slit for the waves to go through. Now at this point, I've only got the oscillator oscillating, and as you can see, it sends out waves in all directions. But it can't define one there and one there and one there. It deep all directions. So you end up with waves like this all the way around. Now these waves will oscillate, and they will come through here. Eventually they'll hit the screen. Now remember how the light from the torch was going in straight lines. It didn't interfere with nothing over here, or nothing in the middle, or nothing over here. Now this wave, as it comes through, is a physical thing. It's got body, it's got mass, and it affects everything it touches. If it hits a can, it'll make the can float along in the tide, whatever. So now as this wave comes oscillating through here, at first it's only oscillating like that. But now as it interferes with the water here, it starts oscillating the whole tank, obviously. And the same happens with this one. Now where that wave meets that wave, obviously they interfere with each other. In the video he said that the 2 meter makes them into bigger waves. They don't, otherwise there'd be a big trough down through the middle here of higher water in the tank. But it doesn't, it interferes. The one wave breaks the other wave and disperses it. So you end up with 2 lots like he shows you in the video. I've got a picture somewhere, I'll see if I can put that up. I have got a picture of it, I can show it. But anyway, now these waves, as they come through here, they oscillate out like that. And when they meet in the middle, you get an interference pattern that will run up through the middle. Now, when this pattern now, there's nothing over there for it to oscillate to meet against. But that will oscillate over until it hits the side of the tank. And then the water reflecting back off the tank at this point will now create another wave coming back this way. So now where that wave there can carry on over, it now creates another interference pattern. And it'll do it on this side. Can you see though, there where that is moving and oscillating, affecting everything this side of the slit, with the light from the torch Let's assume that is the torch now. The light from that side of the torch will come in here. That bit of light would also go there. But the light from there will come there. And that bit of light there will also go there and there. So as I showed in the other picture, you'll end up with 2 slits coming through those 2 holes. There's nothing astronomical about that. And then it goes on about how if you I can't remember the actual picture they showed you, but they showed you the interference pattern, and then they put a camera there inside the box that was videoing it. But when they was videoing it, it all changed, and it tried to say it was intelligent. It knew it was being watched. Well, it knew it was being watched when the camera was switched off. Okay, so if the camera was switched off, it must have still been being watched because they was watching it to know that it thought it was still being watched and didn't come on. Can't you see this whole thing is all the experts now, like they're saying there's something out in space and they're watching it with Hubble. They're not. They just want the money to keep Hubble going because it's paying a good wage for them. And they can make up whatever bullshit they want about the distant stars and the Big Bang. And there's nothing we can do to disprove it. But just think about some of this yourself. The double slit. What a load of cobblers. And Einstein, why was he so clever? Everybody didn't walk around the planet thinking about things like this. It's just idiots like me that do that. So Einstein was the only one and Newton. How many people led under a tree and give a hell of a cow? I nearly said the bad swearing word then, but who give a F about gravity? They just carried on with their normal life. And after you watching this now, you don't care about whether I'm right or wrong. It's all what they want you to think. They're more intelligent than us. But the double slit experiment, I'm going to try the double slit with a double slit. Okay, I hope you can realise I'm not a millionaire and I'm not good with cameras and I'm no expert at making videos like some of these bunkers and debunkers and bullshit makers are. But I've made another screen now, and I've made a screen here with a double screen. And as you can see, the light is going through and it in there. Now that light, the light from that thing is going everywhere. It's getting all over the front of this screen. It's coming off to the side of here. It's going all down across the table here. But the reason we get that is because that obviously ain't getting no light because this is shielding it. But now you can't see that's travelling in a straight line to the beam and through because it's obviously it's shooting off both ways. So there's no way you can say you're getting a straight line atom hitting the back screen. The only atom that's hitting the back screen is all the ones from there that's gone through, all the ones that add up and hit at that point in the back there. So let me see now what happens when you put another double screen in front, which means the beams will have to be going in a straight line. Let me see if I can set it up, but this paper's floppy. Well, I just tried to set it up, but I just realised now I've set the front slits, 2 slits there and 2 slits there behind that. But obviously it can't go through now because this slit needs to be smaller to line up the beam. So I need to recut this so as I can get the 2 slits backwards set out so that the 2 slits that this is making can only go through those 2 slits. That one there is turning. It's actually, if I push that one over, then the power from that slit there is going in there, and you'll see it's going straight onto there. So now you can say the beam, the light from that torch is going in there, through there in a straight line, coming out there in a straight line. It's doing nothing magical. Let's see if I can line the 2 slits up. Well, there you go, guys. I've actually managed to line this pair of slits up with the light. Now I'm sorting out the beams now that are only going in a straight line. If you're leaving that torch to go through that slit and that slit, they must be going in a straight line. So there they are. Straight line. Straight line. See the 2? I can't obviously line every bit of the beam up and get it to go through. But that one's lining up there. And if you see the 2 slits on the back, and can you notice that the 2 slits on the back, all right, they're another 6 inches apart than what they were in the first bit I showed you. But you see how they're not so bright? Now why are they so bright? Look how bright they are on the front ones. And look how bright the light is on the front. Now why is that only that bright and that is dimmer again? I'll try and see if I can. I can move that over and get more of the slit showing. Why is it getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer? And if I was to make these beams narrower, narrower, narrower and have them in a row, It's because we're only getting the one bit of light. Can I do another diagram now and hope you'll explain? Okay, I can't draw it because I need to talk you through it. I've only done one slit, so there's just one slit here. Let me colour these in dark so you can see them. Okay, I'm no good with graphics. I'm no good at film making. I'm just an idiot that thinks about things like Einstein did. There's my light. Now let's assume, like I was showing you there, if the light comes off of this torch, it comes off, like I told you, at all angles. Can you see that? That light now comes off at all angles. So this bit, when you see the light particle here that's lit up on the back of the screen, that's the bit that's lit up. The reason that's bright on the first setup here is because when it comes through here, it's not receiving, that there is only receiving the light that is dead in line there. Let me try and explain this now. You've got the light beams going there, 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 and there. Now you've got the light beams that actually going here and going through and lighting up that area. Okay? But now you've also got light from this part of the light going through and in there. And that there, that bit there, it'll be going through and in there. So this is happening over the whole thing. I hope you can get what I mean. So that first screen there, that's lit, that back screen, is only lit up with the light from a certain area of this little lamp, like the middle of the lamp. Say if we just had a single, we just say we got a single slit and a single slit, and then the back. The light from just the centre bit of that, which is more like atoms going in straight lines, is lighting right the way through and lighting the whole thing up the same as it is the back here. But this bit here, if I can explain it, that ain't just getting lit up by the little bit of light off of this middle of this. It's getting lit up by the light from every bit of that screen. Do you know what I mean? So that's why that's bright. Now it goes through the first slit. That's only lit up with whatever is on those angles going through that slit. I hope you can see what I'm saying. If you was to put another slit behind the back of there again now, that would go dimmer again, because it would be getting less. And the narrower you made these slits, obviously, the less light would be going through in the line, and there'd be no bouncing, no reflection, because even though I slit this down, you must understand what I'm saying. The light particles that are going through there from this light now are travelling in a straight line. But the amount of light, this little lamp here, let me do a drawing of that. There's a light. That there and that there, all that there is going through the lens, through the gap here. But this light here can't go through, because in the other experiment you've got another screen in front of that screen. So that light there can't go through because it hits there. Do you get what I mean? So the only light that this back screen is getting is the light from that little bit of the torch, which is say a 1/2 inch wide torch, whereas on the other two on here, it's getting it from two sources. I'll try and do a little picture in a minute and show you what's going through. Okay, so here's what I'm trying to say. There's the light in the first experiment with a single slit, well, two slits, but only one shield of slits. Let's split it down into one slit to show you what I mean, how the lights. It goes through both slits the same as this, but let's do it with one, it's easier. There's a little light. That could be a light bulb. The light would still come off it like this. It wouldn't come off from one little point. It comes off from the whole area, that filament, light, lamp, whatever it is. Now that goes through here. From that point there, the light goes here to there. The light goes from that side to there. Now that gives you a maximum distance of what the light on the back screen here can be. It can only be that and that wide. So if it was all getting one bit of light, it'd be a certain brightness, but it ain't. It's getting the light from this bit of the lamp as well, and that bit of the lamp as well, and that bit. Can you see what I'm saying there? Now let me go back to the double split. Let me see if I can do another drawing. Okay guys, so hopefully here's the same thing again. There's the light, and the light's all going to shoot out that way. And there's the double slits, and there's the screen. Now, because you got a double slit, the light that was coming from here and going through there, and it was originally going through and hitting the back screen. And the same from that side. It was originally going through and hitting the back screen, but it can't hit the back screen now because the second slit's there. Do you see what I mean? So all that light that one slit was getting, as in that slit there, super bright because it got a lot of light. I'm a poet, I didn't know it. Now the next slit is only getting the light from, but as you can see, anything that can come from there. Sorry, it's totally, you know what I mean. The light, I can't draw straight lines, but the light that can come through here from that torch can only come from the middle there, because otherwise it couldn't get through both screens. So the slit you get, not only narrower, but it's not half as bright, as you can see. Sorry, I'm a makeshift cowboy. I'm no expert, but just take what I'm saying. Look how bright that is, and that's dimmer, and how bright that is. Each one it goes through means there's less light hitting each screen, and the light goes dimmer. There's some double slit thing, you know, light isn't, how can I say, it's not a solid object. It doesn't interfere with nothing else. Some more of my lovely graphics that you all love. 2 torches. The light from that is coming out like that. The light from that is coming like that. What happens when the 2 beams hit in the middle? Does this beam carry on going and eventually hit the wall over here? And that one keep on going and eventually hit the wall over here? Or, if some people would say the atoms in that are bouncing and they're atoms and they're physical, does that hit that, bounce off and become that? That hit that, bounce off and become that? So how do you define that? How can you tell whether that's carrying on or that's carrying on? I have got some other crazy ideas going through my head, like doing this slit experiment with mirrors and all sorts. But I hope you can see what I'm getting at, this double split experiment. It's all crap. It's just to wind you up and you'll believe what they're saying, but don't. Okay guys, today we have the sun out. So today I'm doing a double light split with sunlight. Now I've got to hold it, but there you go. I'll go up close, I'll go up far. And what you get? 2 little beams of light. Now some would say it's because I'm in the dark, but there's no sunlight shining on. The only sunlight shining on those 2 slits is what's going through the 2 slits. And like they said about the moon landing, which wasn't fake, and they just said, when they said about the shadows was going all angles, from what the purposes of the sun is coming so many thousands and millions of miles that it's more or less straight lines, straight through them grooves. Now I'm going to cut some smaller, thinner grooves, just in case somebody says that my grooves are too thick. And then I'll do some drawings to show you what's happening here. There you go, pure sunlight. There you go. 2 slits, only little narrow ones this time. And 2 beams. That's what you expect. That's exactly what you expect. That's exactly what you get. Let me do you a couple of drawings now to demonstrate what I think, or explain better what I brought up on the other pictures. But first let me show you. I put the slits right on top. You get 2 slits. If I move it away and 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 away. Notice now the shadow of the paper is getting less. That's because I'm not blocking so much reflected sunlight from the sides of the wall and stuff there and me. So it's getting more as I move away. But notice no magical fucking rainbows or nothing. Just 2 beams, and there's 4 slits. Yeah. What would happen if I put slits in front of slits? Might try that. Okay, let's go back to what I was saying about the moon landing. And they were saying about the light or the shadows going different ways. Well, let me demonstrate exactly what happens. With the torch, when I put slits in front of slits, the slits that I put in front with the torch light, because I said the light was going sideways off the torch and not in a straight line, it went through at an angle on both of them. So I had to make bigger slits to shine on the little slits further forward. Now let me demonstrate this now. I've just noticed this now. Those two lines on the paper there, the two ink lines, one there, one there. That's the two lines that I drew through these two slits. Now watch. If I hold those two slits close, close, right up tight now look. The two slits are the same distance apart, if you can see it there, as what they were when they was down on top of it. Now if I move this away, that's 2 foot away, that's 3 foot away. Notice the centre of them is still the same. See if I can move it now to my full arm's length. Full arm's length, hang on. And the light is coming so straight through. Hang on, it's hard work trying to line this up for you. But the centres of those two channels that I'm holding 3.5 foot away are still the same distance apart as what they are on there, demonstrating that the light from the sun is so straight. But notice the fuzzy edges on them. That's because more diffuse light is getting through. If I come up very, 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 very close, that diffuse light disappears. Okay, let me go and do a few diagrams. Okay guys, I've come out of the sunlight now. Now as you've seen on the front of my video, we've seen all these graphics, my lovely graphics that I made. Well, when I was making them, I was looking at the camera and trying to draw through the camera. But now what I've done, I bought myself, well, I've had it all the time, a camera holder. So I can actually point that down at the video I'm doing and I can just draw and talk and you'll hear it and it'll look better. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay guys, I'm going to have to do this a bit quick. But at least now I can look at what I'm drawing. And as I say, there's your slits. Okay. Sorry, I'm doing it wrong around. I'm doing it left hand if you right hand for me. There's your slits. There's your light there. It's the front of your torch. And it's sending off beams in every possible way. And don't forget the beam that's coming off there and coming here is also going that way. And the beam that's coming off there is also coming this way. If you can follow this as I'm saying it, there's so much light coming off of there. So anyway, anything that comes through here now, let's first of all, let's draw the back screen. There's the back screen. Now as you know, you end up with two bits of light here. This comes through here and it gives you these two bits of light. Now how you get them lights depends on how far apart all this is. You'll get the light from here that can come through here, and at that angle there to there, the light, so all that light from there is going through the slit. Any light further this side coming off is going through the slit there, there, there and there, like I said, same as here, and go, but that bit there can't go through, can only go through there, but the angle will make it hit there. And so the further you come over, the more you get on there. Okay, now this outside stuff is all going here, it's hitting the front of the screen. Okay, so can you see the principle of that? And that works with this screen as well. Okay, now let's go to the double slit. I'll try and do it smaller to explain it. The back screen, and then another slit here. Right, first of all, let me go back to what I was saying about the sun. With a torch, that torch is so close to this, even if I took it across the garden, the angle of that would still go through there like that and cause that. This would be wider than that. But now the sun is so far away that every bit of it, there, every bit that's coming to Earth, all these are obviously, these bits are going off somewhere else around the universe. But these bits that are coming directly at us are coming at us and they're going right through to here. Obviously the sun lights the whole planet up, but the bits that are coming through so straight that when they come through that, they're perfectly in line with that. Same with here. Perfectly in line with that. Do you get it? Now the bits of sun that's coming through here, the bits of sun that have come from there. You get it? But the sun from the middle here, there's no way it's coming across here and coming through here, because the distance is so fucking great that that is dispersed and missed the Earth altogether. The only stuff that's hitting us is stuff that's come from millions and millions of miles, and it's all straight. That's why they said on the moon you had shadows, you had two objects like that, and you had shadows going like that. It was because they had artificial light in. On the moon there's only one source of light, and that's the sun, millions of miles away, and all its rays are going in straight lines. So all shadows, even if that was 100 yards apart from this, the shadows would all be the same. So regardless of the thickness and width of these holes, that sunlight is going straight through there and straight through there. None of it's coming down here and going over here. Any of it is like people saying, it's refracting off the sides of that. But I'm using paper and it's wafer thin. Is that why I'm not getting diffraction? I hope you can understand this, people. But the next thing they say to me now, when I said about it before, they said, it don't work with torchlight, you've got to use sunlight. Well, I just used sunlight and it didn't work to that. Anyway, next you need to go and watch my spinning coins, and I'll show you all this bit about entangled quantuments. Entangled atoms. I'm entangled with the coin I'm spinning. I can make it land on whatever I want every time. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you understand. They're all trying to keep the Hubble going, the Hubble, because it's making their wages. They've all got these projects for cancer. They're not going to cure cancer. They'd be out of work. They are just keeping the ball rolling, keeping money coming in. And all these videos are doing exactly the same. Same as this one is. So hit the like button and subscribe. Let me make some pennies out of this, along with all those experts with their fantastic drawings. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Pete out.